Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum to our panel Dr. Farah and Ms. Nurul Akmal. My name is ADIBA ASYQEEN and together with my partner FARAH NAJIHAH, we'll present our final year project on the topic of a study on factors toward energy conservation among the household in Kuantan, Pahang. Thank you. In this research, we are concerned with the pattern of energy that have consumed and the attitude or effort of the household to conserve the use of energy. Thus, we choose to conduct the research among the household in Kuantan, Pahang. So, in general, nowadays, it has been reported that the consumption of the energy sources in form of the electricity will decline. So, therefore, we as the researchers were concerned on how the household would react to conserve the energy. So, in specifically, we are trying to know what are the real factors that contribute to the lifestyle changing of conserving the energy, especially among the household in Kuantan, Pahang. First of all, before we continue further, let us show first our problem statement in which lead our research to be conducted. So, basically, household electricity consumption in Pahang is estimated to increase between 25 to 100%, especially in MCO period. So in conjunction of this, it lead to excessive use of the energy consumption that bring closer to the impact of the climate change. As for example, flash flood and increase of temperature were terribly happening in Kuantan as the impact of the climate change. Not only that, the other problem that support our research to be held is when the non-renewable energy sources is declining for this past year. So in general, it should be noted that the electricity is one of the secondary energy sources. So even though it may not use directly the non-renewable sources, yet without it, the electricity cannot be generated and used by the people, especially in this refer to the household.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is FARAH binti ENJAFRI. I will continue with the research question and research objective. There are two objectives in this research. First, what is the relationship between factors and energy conservation among the household in Kuantan Pahang? Second is what are the most significant factors contributing towards energy conservation among the household in Kuantan Pahang? For the research question, it is a reflection of the research objective. Next is conceptual framework. Conceptual framework is the element that illustrate and independent variables and dependent variables of the factors and energy conservation among the household in Kuantan Pahang. So from this diagram, we can see that independent variables are the climate change, social demographic, and financial, while for the dependent variable is energy conservation. Next is the hypothesis. Hypothesis is a process that is involved in making prediction about what will happen in a particular that are developed by considering existing evidence and using reasoning to what will happen, the specific in the context of the interest. First, the hypothesis development for the climate change is HO1. There is no significant relationship between the climate change and the factors contribute towards energy conservation among the household in Kuantan Pahang. HA1, there is significant relationship between climate change and factors contribute towards the energy conservation among the household in Kuantan Pahang. Second, the hypothesis development for the social demographic is HO2. There is no significant relationship between social demographic and the factors contribute towards the energy conservation among household in Kuantan Pahang. HA2, there is significant relationship between social demographic and the factors contribute towards energy conservation among the household in Kuantan Pahang. Last but not least, the hypothesis development for the financial is HO3. There is no significant relationship between financial and factors that contribute towards the energy conservation among the household in Kuantan Pahang. HA3, there is significant relationship between the financial and factors that contribute towards the energy conservation among the household in Kuantan Pahang. Let's move to the research method. For research design, we have chosen a quantitative method in order to collect data and information. For the unit of the analysis, we conducted toward the household in Kuantan Pahang. Next, we have chosen 300 respondents among the household in Kuantan Pahang to be our sample size. For the sampling technique, we use non-probability sampling, which is convenience sampling. household in Kuantan Pahang will be independently chosen as respondent due to its access in order to collect data from the respondent. Then, for the data collection, it consists of the five sectors, which are Section A, demographic profile, Section B, energy conservation, Section C, climate change, Section D, social demography, and the last one is Section E, is financial. Moreover, we move to the data measurement. Likert scale will be used for the measurement of 1 to 5 from strongly disagree to strongly agree. Last but not least is data analysis. We use descriptive statistics, mean, standard deviation, Spearman rank order, and multiple regression. Now, let's continue with the research findings. For the gender, the most respondent involved is female, which are 165 respondents with 55%. For the age is 22 years old and above is the highest percentage, which is 72% with 101 respondents. Then, for the number of the household, 1 until 4 is the highest respondent, which is 177 respondents with the percentage of 59%. The last one is the highest percent is monthly household income is 1,000 to 2,500 with 58% and 175 respondents.
As for the main findings, it referred to where our objective in this research were fulfilled or not. Firstly, our objective is to determine the significance of the relationship between the factors such as the climate change, social demographic and financial between the energy conservation among the household in Kuantan. So by referring to the table attached, we refer to the highest mean. So here, the correlation coefficient in this climate change is shown as 1, in which it shows a very strong relationship in energy conservation. Meanwhile, it is followed together with the factors of the social demographic and the financial were 0.862 and 0.859 respectively. So here it shows that all the factors has the significant relationship with the dependent variables. Alright, so next we continue to our second objective, which is our second objective is to examine the most significant needs factors contribute toward the energy conservation among the household in Kuantan. So in order to measure the most significant factors, we measure by using the multiple regression. So by referring to the table, there is high value of beta in climate change, whereas it shows 0.514. So therefore, in these three factors, the climate change factor has the highest beta value, in which it can be interpreted that the climate change is the most significant factors that lead to the energy conservation.
We move to the research recommendation. First is increase more collaboration with the corporate sector in relation to the energy conservation campaigns. Most households lack of the knowledge regarding the excessive energy consumption. This is because corporations are not always implementing energy conservation strategies. In Malaysia, Malaysia's Energy Commission and Ministry of the Energy, Green Technology and Water have recognized a vast number of the electronic items for the efficient use of electrical energy in performing their functions. A column of the stars represent energy with one star meaning less energy efficient. See, then the next up to the 5 stars marking the most energy efficient. The product with the most stars are the most energy efficient. Um, Second is incentive of the energy conservation efforts. The government may offer the financial rewards to individual homes in recognition of their contributions to the cause of the energy conservation. People's motivation to continually strive for offering their best efforts in continuous energy conservation might get boost and be encouraged by the government incentive, which are given out in order to improve that motivation.
During conducting this research, we found out that there are also some limitations. Firstly, the limitation on the sample size taken were too small, in which only 300 respondents were involved compared to the current size of the population in Kuantan, Pahang. This the data gained may not represent the whole voice of the population in those areas. And then next, our second research limitation is the common method variant, or also known as CMV. So in this limitation, we found out that there are also measurement error that threatens the validity of the conclusion about the relationship between the measures, and it is usually recognized to have both random and a systematic component. So basically here, most of the respondents tend to answer the same answer due to the structure of the questionnaire. So this it lead to the data collected of people behavior may less accurate. So next we moving on to the future suggestion. The future suggestion, also known as the recommendation that we as the researchers trying to cover up or face the limitation as mentioned in the previous slide. So firstly, we recommend to enlarge the sample size. So this is to ensure the number of respondents increase and set a more representative among population, and also can provide better data. So next, the other suggestion is we recommend to conduct deep interview. So it is commonly known as the face-to-face interview, because as the topic research is more to know the behavior and lifestyle, it is better to set the answer through direct interview to the respondent. This is because different people may come up with different answer, so in which it may vary from choices provided in the questionnaire. So thank you. As for the conclusion, this study is crucial for the other researchers to gain new knowledge on the relationship between the factors that contribute to the energy conservation. So in this study, independent variable in the form of the climate change, socio-demographic, and the financial are linked to the dependent variable, which is the energy conservation. So the relationship is proven by the test that we are using, which is the Spearman correlation method. And all in all, it can be summed up that the problem statement has been discussed precisely in this research, and overall result were significantly linked to each other. So it was also proven in the literature review section, that is also known as analysis by the other sources of journal articles that support our research topic. And not only that, our research objective also achieve their goal, since we find the answer through the respondent answer. And thank you for your time for listening to our discussion for today. Thank you.